Big Bend National Park, East Rim. Started a trip up to Laguna Canyon in the South Rim. Still on the little, there's a section of trail that goes from the parking lot up to the trailhead, so you got to walk a half mile just to get to the start. So that's what I'm doing now. And then up here is the lodge and a little store and a ranger station. It took about 10 minutes to get up here to the Chisos Lodge area. This came from the amphitheater. I've seen the bear. I've never seen a mountain lion here. This is the trailhead. This is where the Pinnacles Trail and Laguna Meadows Trail split off. Pinnacles goes left, and it's going to go out. And those rocks are called the Pinnacles. And it's going to top out right there behind those. Whereas Laguna Meadows goes up this different canyon this way, and you can see it tops out in that saddle. Laguna Meadows is a longer trail, but you don't climb as high. Versus Pinnacles, which is a little shorter, but you climb a little higher. Trade distance for elevation. So tomorrow I may be coming down Laguna Meadows, so I would come out over on the trail on the right. But today we're going up to Pinnacles. So there's one of the stone cabins. Those were a Civilian Conservation Corps project back in the 30s. But they book up fast, so if you're ever going to reserve one, you need to be 6 months in advance. Alligator juniper, named for its bark. And then that is a weird bend in the limb. We're getting close to the bottom of the Pinnacles. Probably can't see up there in the sun, but we top out right up there. But still got a ways to go before we top out. That's Casa Grande. Had a bunch of snow up here and then rain, and the trail is just really muddy. And we're still climbing up to Pinnacles. We're getting closer to the top, but probably another 30-40 minutes. There's a Mexican blue jay right there. Pretty birds. Texas madrone tree. Here in the Guadalupe is about the only place I know where these things are. Pretty unique. Them and an alligator juniper are about the only two trees I can recognize.
she somehow worked.
Great views out there. That's Boot Canyon, because that rock right there looks like a boot, how it got its name. From over on this side, that rock looks more like a boot. We're going to drop down into Boot Canyon. We got to get to camp, make camp first. I'll be staying tonight at the Boot Canyon campsite number 3. All the other campsites were full, so I'm going to drop this pack, make camp, and take a day pack, and then I'm going to go around, try to do the northeast rim, and then hopefully the south rim, back to the Colima trail, back to the Boot Canyon campsites. So let's see how the day goes. Wind's picked up a little, but it's still pretty warm. This is the spur trail to the Boot Canyon campsites. So I have Boot Canyon number 3. And I understand it's almost a half mile down here. So half mile in, half mile out. It's an extra mile every time you come and go. Okay, I'm at Boot Canyon number 3 campsite. And the boot is right behind it if it comes through. But this is going to be home for tonight. This looks pretty nice. I don't think it was a half mile like the map says, but it was probably a quarter mile. Got a bear box. 2 bear boxes. A log. I guess that's the kitchen. Probably put the tent here. Looks like a good spot. This is pretty nice. I kind of like this. Alright, I'm going to set up the tent. I've got some visitors. This is Boot Spring, but I went down there and it was dry, not running. There's usually water in pools up trail from here where we're headed to the northeast rim trail, which I hope so, because I got to get some water. But I've never been here and there not be water there, and it just rained, so surely there's some, but we'll find out. Maybe a thirsty night if there's not any water up here. This is the Juniper Canyon Trail Junction. We're headed up to the northeast rim, which is half a mile. And then I think it's 3 miles, and then that'll put us here. And then 1.5 miles back to here. Oh, there's some water here. Doesn't look great, but I got a filter. Even running a little here. There's quite a bit of water down that little draw. Be hard to get to that water, but down below the water was a lot closer to the trail. And the higher up I get, the clearer it looks. We're at the junction with the Northeast Trail. Finally starting to get to some views on this Northeast Rim Trail. I wanted to do this trail. I've never done it, so this is the last trail I needed to complete all the trails up here in the Chisos. And this trail they close on February 1st. Today's January 23rd, so they're about to close it till I think September, possibly. I'm not exactly sure when they reopen it, but they close it because peregrine falcons breed up here. They don't want people disturbing them, or probably getting some good views. So this Juniper Canyon we're looking down into, and the Juniper Canyon Trail comes. In fact, I can see it down there. I doubt if the camera's getting it. And then it walks up against that side over there, and then right in there it turns and comes straight up this. And it is a tough trail. I'm still looking down into Juniper Canyon, so we're on the east side looking off. We're headed south, and eventually we'll get to this very southern edge and be looking off the south rim. Views have been amazing off of this side. Definitely worth coming around this way. Look, another view coming up. Back to the junction. So we'll be going back down that way. Came from there. Could go back this way. It's getting a little late. It's 5 o'clock. It's going to get dark around 6-ish. It'd probably take me at least an hour going around that way, but good view of Elephant Tusk. Looking south off of the south rim, and headed back down the Boot Canyon Trail. About 2 miles back to where I'm camping. I gotta stop down here and get some water. That's it for all of the views from this side. Definitely worth coming to. Never gets old. A little bit of water right there. I'll get it a lot further down so I don't have to carry it as far. Quite a bit of water here, crossing the trail. Been a great day. Now, dinner and a movie. Good morning. Started day 2 here. Camped last night. I got down into the high 30s, I believe. It wasn't too bad. Camped by the Boot Rock in Boot Canyon. Now, gonna make breakfast and pack up. Here's a map of Big Bend, and this is the Chisos area. So I'm parked right here. Yesterday I hiked up this little spur trail, and this is the trailhead where the trails actually start in the lodge area. Then I came up to Pinnacles Trail. To the Boot Canyon campsite spur. I'm camped at Boot Canyon number 3. I set up camp yesterday and then hiked back out this trail. And then I came on up the Boot Canyon Trail to the East Rim Trail. Went around the East Rim and came back to Boot Canyon Trail. And then I got water right about there. And then I'm back at camp. Got everything packed up, about ready to go. I'm gonna hike back up this little spur trail. And it's just about 20 yards over here to this Colima trail. Gonna go over the Colima trail to the South Rim Trail, and down it to connect to the Laguna Meadows trail, and it'll take me back down to the basin and then back down to my car. But everything's packed up. I'm ready to go. Colima Trails goes up and over and joins in with the Laguna Meadows Trail. It's about a mile long. About the first half mile you climb probably 200 feet. And then once I get to the top there, it should be downhill all the rest of the day. Looks like it's gonna be a great day. It's a little cloudy, but it's not cold. Okay, made it to the other side of the Colima Trail. The South Rim Trail goes to the right. And then we're headed down the Laguna Meadows Trail. And we'll hit the Blue Creek Trail Junction down here, not very far, quarter mile. got a good view here. Just looking down the Blue Creek Trail. Goes down this canyon here. Those farthest back mountains are in Mexico. I'm walking across Laguna Meadows, and then when we get to the other side we'll have to climb up a little ways to get out of the meadow and drop down into the front side into the Chisos basin area. Looking back up Laguna Meadows, we're starting to climb up to the saddle that separates this side from the front side. And it's just right there. It's not much of a climb. From the top there you got great views back down the front side. See the basin area, the hotel and lodge, those buildings with the orange roofs. We're making our way down the Laguna Meadows trail. Started in that little notch right there, working our way down this side of the canyon. We're fixing to cross and get on the other side, and we'll go through this black material right there. You can see the trail through there. Still working my way down the Laguna Meadows trail. Come from up there, made it out of the canyon, getting out here in the desert flats. No shade, it's sunny, it's pretty warm. There's a chance they're going to close the road at 1, so I'm trying to get down. It's about 12:30 now, so I've got a half mile to go to the car. I need to get there and get going before they close the road. This is where we started. We went left up the Pinnacles, and then we came down Laguna Meadows. And now we're trying to get down probably this last almost 3/4 of a mile, more than likely. Alright, made it back to the official trailhead. 2.5 mile to the Jeep. Thankfully all downhill. I made it back to my Jeep. It's about 5 to 1. I'm going to make it past the road construction before 1 o'clock. So I shouldn't have any problems getting out of here. It was a quick trip, a lot of fun. One of my favorite places to go. Up there on the rim, just great views, nice hike, just a great place. Enjoyed it, and see you next time.